The Sony A7 IV launch date is confirmed.
Do it again.
Okay.
But this, not rather than the question mark at the end, just do it. Just with confidence.
With confidence, okay. The Sony A7 IV launch date is confirmed.
Oh, this is awesome, AJ. When will it be coming out?
That's right. I'm not going to tell you until the end of the clip because we've got some other bits to talk about first, but yes.
Oh my God. Now I'm hooked. I'm going to watch all of this video and wait till the end without skipping.
Okay. So the Sony A7 IV, possibly the most anticipated camera from Sony since the last camera they released.
Okay. We have one problem with Sony cameras.
Yes, what's that?
I don't like them. And whenever I say I don't particularly like Sony, the video gets slated.
Yes.
So just to doom your new video about announcing the release date,
God. Yeah.
I really don't like Sony's picture profile. It's a bit oversaturated for me.
Yeah. Pete doesn't like Sony's colors. I don't like Sony's menus. Even the updated one, I still find incredibly clunky. I'd say that it's worse than the Nikon menu system.
But do you know what, AJ?
What?
Just for a balance in this video,
Yeah.
I appreciate the quality of their cameras.
They make incredible cameras, and the users that are in the Sony ecosystem get incredible results from them, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
They make beautiful images and videos, and the A7 IV is going to be the next in line of that mid-range Sony hybrids that will flood the market. We'll see loads of it. So for those of you that don't know, let's give you the specs that we definitely know.
Yeah, I want to hear the specs. Let's face it, if I'm a Sony fanboy, that's what I'm here for.
There is a brand newly developed 33 megapixel sensor, full frame obviously, going into this. So something we have never seen before from Sony. 33 megapixels as well. It's quite large for something that's going to be quite video centric. It's kind of quite big. We're going to get 4K 30, which is oversampled from 7K. So it's going to be a very good 4K 30 footage. You will be able to also separately record 4K 60 with this camera. One of the great things with it is the 5.5 stops of image stabilization it will have. So that's bordering on Fuji X-T4 levels of stable, which was pretty incredible.
Well, that was one of our favorites.
Pricing is going to be at the $2,500 mark, which is a very keen and competitive price point, especially for Sony. They are pitching this camera to go exactly toe-to-toe with Canon. Sony are aimed at Canon, and they want the lion's share of the marketplace now, especially as Canon are going full bore into mirrorless, which was Sony's ballpark, you know. Now everyone's going mirrorless. Canon's making a real push at it with the R range. The R3 just launched. We're going to see the R7 possibly the start of next year, definitely by the summer, which is their more budget entry to the mirrorless market. Sony have to cover them, and the A7 IV, they believe, is the camera to do that. We are likely to see there is an event scheduled in October the 21st. So we're likely to see the A7 IV launched on October the 24th of this year, so a couple of weeks' time. Only caveat to that is if this is hit with supply chain issues for the components, like every component from Sony seems to be at the moment, then it might be delayed. So my bet is they'll launch it to get the hype and then happily accept your pre-orders, but maybe push back the delivery date, like we've seen with Canon and the R3.
Yeah, that seems realistic. Mate, that megapixel count is one of the greatest we've seen coming out.
It's huge for this type of camera. I mean, obviously, we've seen like medium format with 100 megapixel counts and stuff, but it's obviously aiming it squarely at that hybrid market. You want to take great photos and great video, this is the camera for you. That's what Sony are saying with that. A $2,500 price point puts it really competitively in the market. Sony have a huge fan base. They have a huge user base. People with lots of existing glass that have maybe have the previous models. This camera is going to fly and it's going to be very popular. We're going to see a lot from it. And you know what? We at the start did talk about our dislike generally for Sony, but I'd love to try it. I'd love to have my mind changed.
Yeah, I've got a mate that's all he shoots for surf photography.
Yeah.
He just uses Sony. I don't get it personally, but then over the years he's stuck with the brand, and it's just I can't connect to it.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like that way with Nikon as well. I think once you take brand loyalty, and for years I was Canon through and through.
Yes.
Until we were sent and tried Panasonic.
Yeah.
And then we invested in Panasonic.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to make that transition. It's not that I'm hating on Sony. It's just, it's clunky when you go across to something else you don't know. You feel like you're beginning all over again.
And what's interesting, when you do that, you get to see the good and the bad, things that surprise you. When we review cameras, we get to see a lot of different stuff all the time, from ranging from like Olympus, Fuji, like all the major brands, and they're all very different. But like cameras like Fuji cameras are very easy to use right from the off. Never struggled with them. There's some bits that you felt a bit lost in. Lumix cameras, before we were like owners of them, they were very easy to use right from the off. But every time I've gone into Sony or Nikon, I've always actually had to refer to the manual to try and figure things out, because I'm not a user of them. And yes, I'm the type of person that reads manuals.
Yeah. But then look at your flat pack furniture, AJ. Still strong.
Look at this behind us. Quality.
Yeah. So sometimes, I can vouch for the benefits of the manual. I'm not a fan of it. I can vouch for the benefits.
But yes, I'd love to see this camera in the flesh. But either way, whether we're lucky enough to test it or not, it's going to fly, and it's going to be probably the hybrid camera of choice for most people, because that's where it sits. It's that popular mid-price point, great for photos, great for videos. YouTubers are going to love it. It will fly.
Okay, and just to end this segment and add a little bit of hate to the channel, if that's okay.
Yes, of course, we like the hate.
Or you can save up an extra £1,000 and buy the new Panasonic camera.